Hello, my name's Simon Elcock. I'm an IT manager at Library House Surgery in Chorley. I'd like to talk today about using Facebook Live to increase patient engagement and participation. So what is Facebook Live? Facebook Live is a way of broadcasting real-time live sound and video to your Facebook friends or groups. Patients are able to comment in real time on the content and topic of your discussion, enabling them to participate and engage in the event. So why am I looking at using Facebook Live to help patients engage and participate in their healthcare? This all comes down to inspiration and potentially a problem that needs to be fixed. So I guess there's two ways of looking at things. For example, if you needed to get from one side of a river to another, you would build a bridge. But my Facebook Live project relates to how we can improve the service that's already there, so our patient participation group meetings or other healthcare events, to improve them to increase participation and engagement. This is a picture of my backyard, and it's just really a quick bit about inspiration. When I moved into my house about 18 months ago, I inherited this rather messy backyard, and one thing I wanted to do was, of an evening, in the summer, sit out and maybe have a drink and just enjoy the peace and quiet. But obviously with a backyard like this, it wasn't really conducive to relaxing. So I came up with a plan, and the plan was to basically completely redo the backyard and create a couple of spaces where I could sit and enjoy a drink and the peace and quiet. So this is John Norcross. This is the practice business manager at Library House Surgery. This is John presenting at our 2017 patient group meeting. We've been putting on patient group meetings for about the last 5 years, and our attendance, we invite about 300 people, but our attendance generally is around 15 people. I don't think we've ever had many more than that. So my inspiration really was to look at this meeting and think, how can we get more people attending and participating? So looking back at inspiration, this is my inspiration. This was the digital exemplar launch in Lancaster in 2018. And at this meeting, there was a gentleman called John Popham, who is a digital storyteller. And John was busy while the meeting was on, videoing from various different angles. John put that video pretty much straight away onto YouTube. So people who attended that meeting were able to view that video, but also people, for whatever reason, who weren't able to make it were also able to view it and potentially didn't miss out on some of the subjects in that meeting. So this is the patient participation group meeting at Library House Surgery in 2018. And we decided to use Facebook Live at this meeting, and John Popham kindly came along with his cameras and live streamed the event on Facebook. Now, at the meeting, I think there was about 15 attendees, but the Facebook Live broadcast, while we were in that meeting, there was another 58 people watching. Now, the waiting room at Library House Surgery only has 42 chairs, so if we think of the 15 people who are actually there, plus another 58, that would mean every chair in that waiting room would have been filled, and people standing up, it would have been really busy. And it just shows the power of using Facebook to basically get more engagement, to get more people participating. So, what's the plan? The plan is to create a toolkit, put it on the internet as a web page, and in that toolkit just put everything on there that people need or people would look for to put on a Facebook Live event. My aim really is to make it as easy as possible for someone who's thinking, should we or shouldn't we, I don't know how to do a Facebook Live event, to actually go ahead and do it. So if you follow the link below, you can see a video I made just basically setting out what I plan to do and how I was going to do it. So yeah, have a watch of that. Okay, so the toolkit. How do you find the toolkit? Well, I've created a website. It's called www.healthstreamtoolkit.org. I urge you to have a look at that. It's still work in progress. It'll be finished by the end of 2019. And the plan with the toolkit as well is to keep it quite maybe almost build a community really. So what I'm hoping for is if anyone uses the toolkit, they send me details of any live stream events they've done, and we'll put a quick bit on there and talk about how they use the toolkit, how the event went, and whether they're planning on doing any more events, and also what equipment they used. So there's one last bit I'd like to talk about really, and it's a function in Facebook called cross-posting, and I think this picture of a tree really shows this off well. So imagine the base of the tree, the trunk of the tree. I see that as the umbrella organisation, so the NHS. And then coming off at each intersection, so if we start at the first intersection, I see that as being an ICS, and in this example, Healthy Lancashire and South Cumbria. And then as we move along that intersection and come to the next one, I see that the next intersections as primary care networks. And as you move along a primary care network, I see the next set of intersections as GP practices. And the idea of Facebook Live cross-posting is not only can you live stream a Facebook event to your Facebook page or group, but you can also choose at the same time and simultaneously to broadcast that event to other groups through cross-posting. So, you know, one way I see this working is a primary care network wanting to tell patients who are part of the network about maybe a new service. So let's say, for example, I don't know, social prescribing project. So what the primary care network would do is they would set up an event and they would live stream that event, but they would also choose to live stream to the member practices. So in our case that would be Library House Surgery, Regent House Surgery, Coppell Medical Centre, Granville Medical Centre and the Chorley Surgery. And what would happen is that message or that Facebook event would be broadcast but delivered via each of those practices' Facebook page. So I guess it's a network level delivered at a GP practice level to patients. And this is something really powerful, and it will help us engage with even more patients through our healthcare events. So once I've created the toolkit and I've finished the toolkit, what I'd like to do next is share it. I want to make it freely available, which it is already on the internet, and I just want people to use it. I've put a contact form on there so people can contact me if they come across any problems or just want a bit of advice. And really, I just want this to be Facebook Live, really, to become maybe ingrained in the way we put on events and provide information to our patients. Just going back to the backyard, 1 year on, not as far as I wanted to be, but sometimes that happens. It's a much more relaxing and peaceful environment. It's going to get better, but I have managed to have a nice beer on a sunny evening. Thanks for watching my presentation. If you do have any queries, you can send me an email to simon.elcock, which is ELCOCK @nhs.net. Thank you.